What's going on, YouTube? This is Daniel Rucker with True Table, back in here, yes, with another episode. Happy Monday, another week. Get at it, get active, get started. I hope you guys had a prosperous weekend. I hope it was all that you intended it to be. I pray that you guys are in good health. I hope that you guys have some great experiences. You know, as the world is starting to reset and start to get back on track as far as businesses opening and things like that, everybody can start to hopefully re-inseminate back into normal day life. So I'm excited about that. I hope you're excited about that. But today, I wanted to talk about a topic that I feel needs to be addressed. And forgive me, you know, my hair is a little bit rough, whatever. I got a haircut scheduled on Wednesday, so we're gonna get it together. But that's not gonna stop me from bringing this heat, this fire. All right, so bear with me. But anyway, I wanted to touch on a topic today that I feel plagues every relationship. What is that? What is that you may be asking? I know you're sitting on the edge of your seat, you're trying to figure it out. But the topic is money, right? Why is money so important when it comes down to people's choosing of their mate, choosing of staying together, choosing to build together, all the collective things, right? And why, as of now in the modern society, is it more of an issue than it probably has ever been, in my opinion? We're gonna talk about it. And specifically, I'm gonna spend time talking to the ladies about it because I'm trying to get an understanding of why is it now that we have a society that is best tailored to your benefit. And what I mean by best tailored to your benefit is that women are more in the workforce. Women are more supported to build businesses. Women are more supported to go into STEM. Women are more supported in honestly being whatever it is they want to be. There's no limitation set to where a woman can now choose a lifestyle that at one time was already kind of carved out, blueprint and set for her. See, she knew back in the 1930s, 40s, 50s, even up to the 60s, at a point to where you knew as a young lady that you were going to be bred to be a housewife, bred to be someone's caretaker, bred to be a mother, bred to be a homemaker. That was your overall outlook on life, and that was okay. That worked. You know, now we have a society that is geared more towards two working adult family household, where it's not just one income. It's not just the man providing. It's not just the woman providing. On most cases, if you have the option of having both your mother and your father or partners or whatever they decide to do, both of those individuals are working. Both of those individuals are bringing an income into that household. Now, what I find funny is I spend a lot of time watching YouTube, watching blogs, listening to podcasts, as well as watching podcasts on relevant information in regards to this space, relationships, money and things like that. You know, I haven't gone into those sectors just yet. I feel like I'm going to stay in this space because this is more my bread and butter in the sense of what I feel my outlook on expertise is and wisdom lies. But anyway, I consume a lot of this information. And what I found to be a common thread is that a lot of times as our society is moving forward in the support of equality, as they want to call it, there still seems to be a very consistent distribution of power. What does that mean? What that means is that no matter how much we moved our society forward, we still have women who still are seeking to be put in a position that is less dominant in the hierarchy that is the relationship. Now, what I mean by that? What I mean by that is that when women seem to pick the men that they want to be with, it starts with not only attraction and physique. And why that's important is because, see, it's confusing to me because I'm the type of man, unlike some of the men in this, space, that support women being their best self. And what I mean by their best self is that I'm totally okay with an independent woman. I'm totally okay with a woman who makes her own money, who is self-sufficient, who is truly independent, who is all of those things. Praise be to women in that sense, right? I don't have no problem with that. What I find interesting though is that the measuring stick of what that it comes with is very confusing to me. Now, what do you mean by the measuring stick, Daniel? What I mean is that women are still picking men based on old information, based on old structure in society. That still exists to this day. How can I prove that? Well, most women seem to go after the same archetype. You know, let's remove it off money for 1 second. I'm gonna detour for 1 second. 1 second. Even when picking a mate for the average woman, most of them want a man who is significantly bigger than them, significantly taller than them, represents some level of superiority in just biology. Most women don't want a man at their equal height or same weight. That doesn't seem to grab their attention. They're more attracted to someone who stands a lot taller than them, and not only stands a lot taller than them, but represents some level of superiority. I've heard something as stupid in my opinion as I want to feel small. Sweetie, if you're 5'3", you're small. If you weigh $120, $130, you're small. So yeah, like you don't need a large man to make you feel that way in my opinion. But that's a topic for another broadcast. So back to money. So it seems to me that it's the same thing. You know, you have women now who are making more money than they've ever made before. You have women now who are graduating at a higher rate. Now, to detour again, because this annoys me actually. I hate hearing that statistic and the fact that women are more educated than they've ever been. When reality is, I feel women should be more educated than they've ever been because the census of the world is more women than men. So even if every woman went to college and educated herself and every man went to college and educated himself, guess what, ladies? You will still be more educated than the men. It's just a numerical equation. So stop saying that crap, like giving yourself brownie points, because it's dumb. Anyway, so back to this money situation. So if a woman makes a certain amount of money, she's at, let's go ahead and, you know, keep it funky. Let's say 6 figures. 6 figures seems to be the marker for most people because they can understand the significance of 6 figures. And what do you mean by 6 figures, Daniel? That means there's 6-figure income. You are bringing in 6 figures, 100,000 or more. Now, what I find interesting is that when women excel to a level, when they reach a level, in their mind, they have created a new standard, right? Prior to her reaching this herself, she may have idealistically thought this is what she wants, but it's not hardwired as far as pursuit, right? She may desire certain things, which is fair. No one can tell you what you cannot desire. No one can tell you what you cannot have, but you got to run the analysis. You got to run the numbers. You got to run the ability, you know, and I think that that's what's missing more than now than ever, especially in relationships, because money is a part of that. Money is a part of the day-to-day, being an adult, taking care of yourself. You know, if you have children, paying for, you know, sports and paying for college funds and all of that stuff. I'm not going to bore you with that because anybody listening to the sound of my voice, I'm assuming, is at the level so they can understand at least those basics. But what I find to be very disturbing and annoying is that women have this mindset that their earnings now put them in a bracket of a different outcome when it comes to the men that they qualify for, right? And a lot of people that are in this space, you know, the roommates, Kevin Samuels, Coach Greg Adams, MTR, there's a few men who are speaking on the same lines, but I wanted to add my spin to it as well because I feel like it is a very relevant thing. You know, we're all saying similar things, but there still seems to be a disconnect. There still seems to be some level of blurred vision and confusion on why this still is not going to change in the sphere that is a simple thing of connecting men to women and them being together in a, you know, relationship. Your money, ladies, does not create or determine a new standard for what you qualify for when it comes to a man picking you. Now, I know that seems to be disturbing for most women, but it's reality. You know, at the end of the day, you know, I've had this conversation with several couples. I've had this conversation with several of my single friends and collective individuals, male and female. When you strip apart everything, when you pull apart your career, you pull apart your degrees, you pull apart your accomplishments, at the end of a day, at the end of any given day, when you lay down at night, you are a person. You are who you are. You are an individual. Your value is not predicated on your accomplishments only. Like, you are still an individual at the minimum, integer that is you are a person. Like, you're not a superior being. You're not a, angelic like figure. You're not a superhero. Like, you're not special is what I'm saying. And it's very interesting that a lot of the discourse that I see is coming from the fact that you have females who feel that they are better than what they really are. Now, what do I mean by that? I mean, from just the point that I just made. When you lay down at night, when you take off your, $1,000 heels, you put down your $2,000 purse, you sleep in your, $1,000 bed, whatever, your thread counts high, whatever it may be, you're still a person. If that house went up in flames, like, if, you had a fire spark out of nowhere, you can still burn up, you can still die, right? So you don't supersede the dimension that is Earth, that the ability to, levitate out of a situation or fly faster than a speeding bullet, or, like, you don't possess those skills. You have earning high income. You have positioned yourself to be more of an asset to a company or an organization, or if you're a business owner, to people. However you've acquired your income, you've done something. Congratulations. Guess what? Men have been doing that for quite some time. See, this notion that you're now a better person because you earn more money is asinine. You can be a crappy freaking person and be a millionaire, a billionaire. Your individual characteristics, your ability to be able to even exist in someone's world, your ability to have a man see value in you, not what you have, not what you're able to buy, not what you're able to secure, not what doors you're able to open with your paycheck, you. Because at the end of the day, he's not going to be dealing with your money. He's going to be dealing with you. Your money has no personality. Your money has no type of, characteristic. Your money is not funny. Your money is, not exciting or, intellectual and charismatic. It doesn't have those. It doesn't possess that thing. It's literally a note. It's a dollar bill, It doesn't have any essence. You do. So if you suck as an individual, your money means nothing. If you're overweight, your money means nothing. If you're not on the hierarchy of attraction, I know a lot of women who earn a healthy paycheck. I mean, they do really well for themselves, but they're not cute. Like, now what do you mean by that? They're not cute aesthetically. They don't look like, the knockout. They don't walk into a room and take the air out the room and all the men are gasping and dudes want to buy them dinner and, whisk them away. They're not those girls. You wouldn't even know that they do what they do unless you somehow, some way, either heard them talking about it or maybe you see a marker. Now, what do you mean by a marker? A marker is something that people can attach to value, like watch, heels, different things. There's different items that people can wear that can give you the indication that they're doing better in life. So a lot of times you'll see these same females who don't look like anything. I mean, they're basic on basic, but they'll pull up in a Range Rover or a Maserati or maybe a high series BMW or Mercedes or whatever. And that gives you that, I wonder what she does for a living. And everybody gets that, it's a part of it. But this notion that your paycheck is significant is a joke. I find it interesting that it's the dynamic though that is keeping a lot of women single. You hear a lot of the people talk about how the more you earn, ladies, the less options are available to you. I personally don't really think that's true. I'll tell you why I think that exists, but I don't think that that's true. Why you say that, Daniel? I don't think that your options are limited because of how much you earn. I don't think your options are limited because of how much you make. I think that if you attach what you make and what you earn to your elevated ego and think that now because you make so much more money or you do so much better in life that you are no longer signing up or available to your everyday, average people meaning people who don't have corner offices, people who don't have their name on the doors, don't have their own parking spots, but they have respectable work or work ethic or a job that they enjoy, So give you an example. If you're a high earning executive woman, right? You work for, let's say, Google, and you meet a man who works at Best Buy on the floor, sales floor, you make $150,000, he makes $60,000. Your income is the only thing that separates you, because he's a man, you're a woman, you're still human beings, you're the same species, right? You are the same things. He eats, he takes crap, you eat, you take a crap. Both of y'all got to go to the doctor at some point to get checkups and things and so on. You're the same species. For you to think that your paycheck puts you above him is asinine, because it's money. You do not elevate past people just because you earn more money. How can I prove this? Even people who have a lot of money, celebrities, business owners, tech moguls, you name it, they still cannot avoid the human component, meaning that their success would not exist unless people partake in their service, product, company, market, whatever they're selling. Us as the human race has to participate in creating their focal point. Same thing right now. I'm broadcasting on YouTube. I could not produce attention. I cannot produce putting my content out if people didn't consume it, right? So I can't avoid the human transaction. Now, what is predicated even at this, dynamic means that whatever I'm putting out has to be of value to the people who are listening, and they'll continue to listen. If it's not of value, then they're not going to continue to listen. They won't subscribe. They won't, continue to share or spread. And it's the same thing, ladies. It's the same thing in a relationship. You to think that you have out-earned your husband or your man or your relationship, that's crazy to me. That's crazy, because the reality is you should be able to detach from what you've accomplished and stand in self, who you are. He's not going to deal with the six-figure income. He's not going to deal with the career. He's not going to deal with the education. He's going to deal with the person. Who are you? And that's what should matter. A lot more women would be happy, in my opinion, and in successful relationships if they could separate the wrong aspect of thinking that you are a better person because you earn more money than him. And this goes back to what I was saying originally at the beginning of this broadcast. You're operating off of old information. What was the point of gaining independence? What was the point of putting yourself in a position to better yourself and be more free than you've ever been if you had no desire to participate in the human transaction of relationships with people of all walks of life? If you meet a man that is quality, and what I mean by quality is I mean as a characteristic component, not just his paycheck. So there's the example, your $150,000 to his $60,000. Okay, so you make more money than him. Now what? Like, to think that you can't sign up for wanting to be with someone who doesn't earn as much as you is craziness to me. Because the same equation that is that, ladies, your high earning to his low earning, has been what men have been dealing with since the beginning of time. And we have never carved out eliminated women as options because they lack in the ability of providing financially at the level that we provide. I think it's crazy. And I think that the main reason why most women are suffering in this space, those who are actually earning a lot, because I've done the statistics and ran the numbers, and to think that a lot of girls even think they're really earning that much money is crazy, because the median income for females across the nation And the last census they did in 2018 was like $45,000 a year. And that's no money. I don't care where you live. That's no money. So it's a very idealistic viewpoint to think that you're really even on this level. The percentage of people who make over six figures is very low, especially for women. I mean, collectively it's low for humans collectively, but for women it's even lower. And so I think that this ego that's being pumped out into the media and carved out needs to be addressed. I think that females need to look at things in a realistic perspective. At the end of the day, do you want a bank account full of money, or do you want a life full of substance, full of, the intangibles, the real stuff, the things that create the family, that create the memory, that create the lineage? And that doesn't have to be with a man that makes what you make or makes more than you. That doesn't make you equals. People talk about my equal. Your equal is not based on your paycheck. Your equal is based on your connection. Your equal is based on your belief systems. Your equal is based on your characteristics, your ability to partner and grow with the person, build with a person, put something together with the person. That has nothing to do with income. So I just wanted to touch on that today. I know I kept it a little soft spoken. I didn't all the way turn up. And that's okay. Not every broadcast is going to be like that, but I wanted to just shed light on it because I'm kind of tired of hearing, a woman say, he has to make more. He has to make what I make or more in order for it to work. It's BS, ladies. That's BS. I'll call BS all day. Life is about choices. Life is about trade-offs and transactions. You can choose to connect and be with someone who is not on your economical level and have a fruitful relationship. I would actually encourage you to do it because I'm pretty confident that you probably would find more joy in that than not. Because to think that you're gonna, now create connections at your same economical level, it may happen, it may not. And the numbers don't lie. If you look at the highest earners of women, period, I think Jeff Bezos' ex-wife just married a teacher. She's a billionaire. There's just no way that the average guy in her realm of earnings she wouldn't even qualify. One, she's not attractive, at least to the manosphere collectively, but she's rich, she's wealthy. But her income puts her in a position to where most humans can't acquire her, attain her. And I think that females are delusional to think that is what it's about. It's not about that. I'm definitely going to talk about this more on another broadcast. I went a little longer than normal, so forgive me for those who stuck with me. I appreciate it. But I'll be coming with a follow-up to expand upon this because this seems to be a big issue. It seems to break apart a lot of possibilities, a lot of possible connections. And I see it time and time again. It needs to stop, and we need to do better. So this is Daniel Rucker with True Table. If you haven't had a chance yet, hit that like button. Go ahead and subscribe. I greatly appreciate it. You guys enjoy the rest of your day. I'm out.